So Fortnite has had a good amount of medallions ever since they were introduced in Chapter 5. So in this video, I want to rank all 19 of them from worst to best. And I'll be putting all medallions that do basically the same thing in one spot. So all the Chapter 5 Season 1 medallions will be all in the same spot, and the two Scythe medallions will also be together. Also, make sure to subscribe if you want to help me get to 6k subs, but without further delay, let's get into it. In 19th place is Mysterio's Medallion from Chapter 5 Season 4. This medallion was not only terrible, but it actively hurt you, as every time you crouch you would become invisible and you couldn't use any weapons while invisible. And if that wasn't the worst part, the invisibility was like a very obvious clear outline basically, and you were also marked on the map, so everyone knew where you were even when you were quote-unquote invisible. This medallion really should have just made a clone of you to confuse people instead of whatever the hell this was. In 18th place is the Night Rose Medallion, and what this does is it constantly reloads your weapon that you're holding. This might be the most useless medallion ever. Like, I don't think I've ever noticed the effects of this unless I was actively staring at the ammo in my mag. If you showed me gameplay of someone who had it and didn't tell me, I would have no clue until I was told, or until I saw it in their inventory or something. No one in their right mind would ever go for this medallion ever, but at least it doesn't actively hurt you. Well, it kind of does because you're marked on the map, but it's not as bad as Mysterio's. In 17th place is the Birthday Medallion, and it gives you balloons every time you jump, and it also doesn't mark you. This could be good depending on if you like using balloons and are good with them. What I would usually do with these is have one balloon, and then every time I jumped after I had the one balloon, I would just take away the second balloon. So this is pretty good for mobility, I guess, and it didn't hurt you at all. So as long as you knew how to use balloons, you would be fine with this. In 16th place is Captain Phasma's Medallion, which reduced your cooldown speed and it let you shoot longer with blasters. So in simple terms, you could shoot longer. This is pretty good, but it goes unnoticed most of the time, and it does at least helps sometimes, because you could shoot for longer. So even if it helps a little bit, it still helps. In 15th place is the First Blood Medallion, and I've never actually used this because I didn't play a lot in Chapter 6 Season 2, but what it does is it makes the first bullet in the mag explode, so it's alright. It gives some extra damage and a bigger attack radius. So I mean, having this with a shotgun or something, it seems like a good combo, but again, I haven't used it, so if it was buns, you can let me know in the comments. In 14th place is the Aspect of Combat Medallion, and what it does is it boosts all your range damage weapons, and this is famously useless. The worst aspect medallion, but getting an attack boost, it doesn't really hurt you. It just wasn't a big enough boost to warrant getting marked. In 13th place is the Ringmaster Scars Medallion, and what it does is it gives you a damage boost and infinite ammo. Now let's just get this out of the way. Infinite ammo is completely useless. I've never in my almost 8 years of playing this game ever had an issue with ammo unless it took rockets, but nothing in that season did, so it's irrelevant. Infinite ammo in Fortnite is just nothing. You're never gonna need that. The damage boost, the only reason is this high and above Ares, because it's a damage boost on everything. It's not just ranged weapons. And if you made it this far, let me know in the comments what you think first place will be. In 12th place is the Aspect of Speed Medallion, and this gave you the God mobility, which makes you run faster and jump higher while sprinting. This is a pretty good effect, and the only one so far that I would say is worth getting marked. Having good mobility is always welcome, and the jump boost can help you in fights, because it's pretty hard to shoot someone if they're high in the air. In 11th place is the Leap Medallion from this season, and what it does is it lets you jump higher and have low gravity while you jump, and if you sprint jump, you turn invisible and go higher. This is above the Aspect of Speed because I feel like having a jump boost always, and it's not just while you're sprinting, is more useful, especially in fights, because most people can't track someone high in the air. So being able to always jump higher and have low gravity while jumping is pretty good. In 10th place is the Unstoppable Medallion, and what this does is it makes you run faster while sprinting, and you can bash into people. The bash is really good because sending someone flying back can really help you, and the extra damage is also good. And a speed boost is always good to have, but there's a way better version of this coming up. In 9th place is the Super Shield Medallion, and this gave you a shield bubble junior every time you were healing. And this is pretty useful because if you gotta like quickly heal and you don't have time to build or you're playing zero build, it can be very useful as you can just heal out in the open without needing to worry about getting shot at all. In 8th place is the Aspect of Agility and Godzilla's Medallion, and what these do is it periodically gives you a dash and you can hold up to 3 of them. This is great for mobility, and it can really help you in fights, and it can like confuse the person you're fighting. Because if you just zoom all around someone, like it's gonna be very hard to shoot them. In 7th place is the Emma Frost Medallion, and it periodically scans the area and marks anyone nearby. This is very useful for knowing what's around you, and it can help you plan your moves accordingly. So if someone was camping in a building, you'll know before you walk into it, and if someone's hiding, you can easily find them and kill them. In 6th place is Megalodon's Medallion, and it's just a superior version of the Unstoppable Medallion, as it gives infinite nitro, which lets you bash into people, but also builds, and you can run on water, and you get infinite sprint, and also a speed boost. This is so fire in so many ways. Firstly, infinite sprint is just always fire, and it's great for mobility. And being able to do that on water helps a ton, and you'll be able to break into builds like the Kool-Aid Man. Like, it's so OP. So this is just a fire medallion. In 5th place is Shogun X's Medallion, which gives you infinite sprint and turns you invisible. Now this is pretty much interchangeable with Megalodons, but I gave them separate spots because one is for offense and the other one's like stealthy. The invisibility on this medallion isn't the weak outline thing that Mysterio had going on, but it's like actual invisibility that blinks in and out sometimes. So it can be very useful to sneak up on people. In 4th place is all the Siphon Medallions, so Doombot and Aspect of Siphon. Having Siphon is always a great effect, and it really should just be added permanently to rank at least, but anyways, we're not here to talk about the Siphon debate. Having Siphon when no one else has it makes you feel so powerful and pretty much immune to third parties, as you can just kill and kill and kill while getting healed more and more and more. Like there's no better feeling than going into a fight and coming out with more health than you started with. In 3rd place is all 5 of the Chapter 5 Season 1 medallions, and these were kind of hard to rank because the more medallions you had, the more it heals you, but I decided to just rank one of them with no others added. And I mean, it still got 3rd place, so that should tell you like a lot. Having consistent healing that always replenishes is just so fire, and it makes minis pretty much useless because it healed all the way up to 50 shield, and it heals pretty fast. In 2nd place is the Mask Maker Dago's Medallion from this season, and it pretty much does the exact same thing as the Season 1 ones did, but maybe a bit slower, but it also makes your guns reload a bit faster, so it barely gets the edge on the Season 1 medallions. And the moment you've all been waiting for. In 1st place is the Machinist Medallion, and it does what the Season 1 medallions did, but it gives you 75 instead of 50 shield, and I'm pretty sure it heals a bit faster. But if it doesn't, it's still an improvement because it heals more, so this is by far the best medallion in Fortnite history. But that's the end of my ranking. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe to get me to 6k subs by the time GTA 6 comes out, and also cash at me if you have some extra money. But that's enough out of me. Goodbye.